His Excellency President Zuma is accompanied to the DRC on this very historic visit, his first state visit as per the invitation of President Kabila Kabange by 6 ministers, including myself. Focus is on making true to the commitments that we have made to work with the people of Congo to stabilize the country in terms of safety and security, but also to move beyond that, to say that we need to work with the people of the Democratic Republic of Congo to work on programs, projects, developmental, that looks at post-conflict reconstruction and development in a practical and meaningful way. Amongst the highlights during this visit, to make that true, would be the signing of the Grand Inga Treaty between the two countries. We already have started discussions going downstream as to upstream and downstream, what would this treaty, the Grand Inga Hydroelectricity Treaty, mean not only to the two countries but to the neighboring countries, so that we continue to work together in line with the program of SADC, but broadly in the continent, of keeping Africa as a zone of peace, security, that's also developmental.
Perhaps, Minister, on the Inga project, it's been a topic, it's been a project that has been on the cards for quite some time. Mm-hmm. What is the progress? Do we have any dates in terms of when does work start? When do we see actual work on the ground beginning?
Well, you know, the Inga area, which is in the Bas Congo area, has there have been several attempts on several other projects. One attempt, which is still there, was the WASCO, which involved the Inga 3. There are other smaller Ingas that have been going on, but the WASCO was a project and still remains a project of SADC-wide project. The Grand Inga is a treaty that would involve South Africa and the DRC, which also consciously said we should keep in mind that we now have a trilateral mechanism for dialogue and cooperation with Angola. Meaning, at the developmental as to who then must kickstart the development of this project, it will be at that level of the Grand Inga. But also going downstream to say who would be the other off-takers, how do you transmit this energy from one country to the next? At the end, I think the vision of our leadership in the broader SADC and the broader Sub-Saharan Africa is that as we talk of the integration of the three economic developmental regions, your EAC, COMESA, and SADC, we also have to look at infrastructure development related projects. This Grand Inga, inclusive of the other Inga initiatives, has the capacity to provide electricity to more than 600 million Africans on this continent. But we will do this in phases, in a consultative manner, so that we continue to work together to provide infrastructure build, energy being very, very central in that.
But of course, the meeting also happens as we see heightened tension in the northern Kivu province. At the moment, you've got fighting continuing, another peacekeeper has been killed. What is there anything in terms of security, in terms of ensuring that you don't see a repeat of the M23 taking over Goma like we saw last year again?
Well, today, and even as we're sitting here, the whole day, if not for the past 2 days, there has been a meeting, the first ministerial meeting of the trilateral mechanism between Angola, South Africa, and the DRC. I want us to go back and remember that this is just but one mechanism that responds to the peace framework agreement that was signed in Addis in February on the 24th. So therefore, as a follow-up and in support of that initiative, on the 23rd of August, the three presidents signed this mechanism, the trilateral mechanism that we are in now. As we are sitting here around this table, South Africa has been requested by the ICGLR and SADC to host the SADC ICGLR summit at head of state level, which will take place on the 3rd and 4th of November, to continue to seek solutions, lasting and sustainable solutions to these challenges that we are witnessing in the East. Let me take this opportunity to pay our tribute and our sincerest condolences to the family of the deceased peacekeeper of MONUSCO and the brigade, but also to go on and further say to the people, the government and the people of Tanzania, his life would not be in vain. But having said that, we encourage that the talks that are continuing or going on in Kampala need to be restarted. Political solutions need to be found. But we believe that with initiatives like the one we engaged in, you need peace, security, and development which are intertwined. We need to start looking beyond or looking at the source, the main source of this conflict. So that if there are developmental issues, we need to start engaging people in that particular belt. That there must be, when we create space for peace, people, ordinary people along the border area need to start getting peace dividends so that they also participate, contribute to sustenance of peace in that particular area. Particularly women and children. I think they've seen enough. They really need to be given a break. So from our side, we will not hesitate, we will not look back. We will continue working with all peace-loving people of both SADC, the ICGLR, and the AU, and the international community at large, as other contributors to this initiative have said, it's now or never. So this start-stop need to come to an end so that we have we give peace a chance, and that the sustenance in the initiatives we take. We are very grateful that in this mechanism that we are in now, the trilateral mechanism, the ministerial one that we are that DRC is hosting here, there are 4 commissions. One looks at issues of peace and security. The other looks at economic cooperation. The other one looks at governance. The last one looks at issues of diplomacy. So we are looking at, we've divided ourselves into these 4 groupings because we want to work with the people, with those departments or ministries in our 3 countries and beyond, in the broader SADC. In SADC, led by the Troika, which is led currently by Namibia, but also with the ICGLR, that we need to never give up on talking, but also making progress on making our people get the peace dividends. This specific meeting today here is to look at implementation of a mechanism that is uniquely trilateral, which is DRC, Angola, and South Africa. If you look at the framework of peace and security which was signed in Addis Ababa, it says we should encourage regional initiatives. This is just but one initiative. I've gone further to say that we keep an open door and regular consultation between SADC and ICGLR. Remember that this initiative, which led to the signing of the framework, the peace agreement, was started by these 2 regions, which led to an endorsement by the AU, which further got a further impetus from the support we got from the UN, and in particular through a special UN Security Council resolution. On the Grand Inga, when the signing happens tomorrow, the heads of states of both South Africa and the DRC would get another opportunity at a site determined by them to present a vision as to and outlay how we see this unfolding further. But like I said, there were many other initiatives which will be taken into consideration and be integrated so that the energy needs go beyond just the two countries, and we've always had that in mind.